This is unethical. This is unethical. This is unethical. Dirty mouth radio, dirty mouth radio. This is unethical. This is unethical. This is unethical. Dirty mouth radio, dirty mouth radio. This is unethical. This is unethical. This is unethical. Dirty mouth radio. Dirty mouth radio. This is unethical. This is unethical. This is unethical. Dirty mouth radio. Dirty mouth radio.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? This your boy Kemetic Energy, and this is Dirty Mouth Radio. Dirty Mouth Radio, produced by Live Arts Entertainment.
It's your girl Golden. It's Sade.
Your boy Crandall.
Yerp. So we out here, baby. What's poppin', people? Y'all still quarantining and shit. What y'all been up to?
We in the millionth day of quarantine. Right. Trying. I'm over it.
Yeah, you ain't the only one. This shit's getting really, really repetitive. Well, so with this, I guess I'll do a little quick Kemetic History segment, I guess, right? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing today? So
go ahead, enlighten the people.
So I was always thinking about what I could do for this particular segment, and it took me a minute to come up with something. So this is pretty much what I got. I've been thinking about the whole COVID shit, right? I know it's getting tiring talking about it, but I was always thinking about what we have done as people throughout all these little viruses, from smallpox to swine flu, all of that stuff, right? So I started thinking about the economy, right? But then I started thinking about black people when it came to the economy. A lot of these viruses that happen, I won't say all other races, but white races have always bounced back with the economy, right? But black people have always kind of been left behind. And we never learn from what we need to do to level ourselves up better. We always become just kind of victims of everything. It's like, damn, we should have did this, damn, we should have did that, right? So I started looking up Rizza Islam, because I was like, I'm sure he's talked about this or something. So I found on his page something that happened early this month. They had an indigenous peoples movement, and they had a little town hall meeting. It had 12 different influential people, all of indigenous descent. So, remember when the Indians were talking about the pipeline and they were fighting?
Right.
So you had some leaders from those different tribes. You had people from all over. You had a lady from Brazil who was on there. You had Reverend Yearwood. He's based in New York. Nikki Sanchez, she's based in Canada. You had people from all over that were talking about the COVID. And you had one lady, she was talking about how the COVID impacted Africa. And she said that, Africa has their own CDC. And their CDC has been doing great things, and they only had a 0.05% infection rate, right? So I'm like, damn, they making things happen, right? So when each one was talking, they were talking about the different things that they were doing in their respective areas. So the lady from Brazil, they did something called Red April, where it was like a campaign to reach out to other indigenous people to talk about the COVID. So when they did that, they had such an overwhelming response. They ended up creating what they called a Freeland camp, which kind of was an assembly that gathered 4,000 indigenous leaders from different areas. And then from there, they it was just so much stuff that they did. Pretty much, I'm gonna just try to keep it brief. So the lady in Canada, she they created like a call to action. I mean, well, there was a call to action towards them to step on their, because they have sacred areas. So the military stepped on their sacred areas, and you already know that was a problem. So what they did, they brought together 38 different indigenous groups and occupied one of the government buildings in Canada in protest. So in response to that, they actually created a settlement of different indigenous peoples. They kind of unified and created their own little settlement in Canada. So when I was listening to
Wow.
this, I'm like, damn, they all doing things. But when it came to America, we were talking, and I'm not putting us, to shame or nothing like that, but we talked about the prison reform, which is influential. We talked about the prison reform. We talked about, what else did we talk about? The hip hop culture, the response to
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, we're really doing things. So when I was listening to all this, and it was great, it was like a 3 hour freaking conference. It was pretty good. But my thing is, with what they did was influential, but where do we go after that? So the common theme throughout all of it was awareness. So everybody's aware of what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So what? And my question to y'all is, what do you think the next step is after awareness? Because this came right when the whole what's the guy's name in Georgia that got killed while jogging?
Ahmad
Yeah,
Aubrey.
Ahmad
that's
Arbery.
when that first broke off. It was in the midst of all that. So they were talking about, with us being under COVID, we're still being assassinated. It's just getting real. It's getting even worse for black and brown people. So my question to y'all is, after the awareness is already spread about what we're going through from the COVID, and still with the white supremacy and all this stuff being towards black people, what is the next step that we take as
And I'm
black
glad you
black and
said
brown
that
people?
because I wanted to bring up something today. I wanted to talk about. I was seeing bits and pieces of it that black and brown people are moving their money to black owned banks.
Mm,
And I think that will be the next step is to do something financially and monetarily to show white America that we mean business
mm-hmm,
and and that our money, because they don't care about our lives, our money matters.
mm, that's true.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
only
time
language
to
they
just
understand.
Yeah, it's green.
right because they only gonna take care. Our money don't have no color, but our skin color does. So if we take our money, then
Mm-hmm,
they'll see, that we not playing no more. Like I've been doing stuff on social media where I'm trying to highlight, different black owned business because if you take a look, besides the major like digital world people buying stuff besides like Amazon or Walmart stuff like that. I've been seeing a lot for me, my social media platform. I've been seeing a lot of melanin people starting businesses and people supporting them.
mm,
That's what I've
yeah,
been seeing a
I've
lot
seen
of
it
on
too.
my
Yeah.
on my timeline. So it's like at the end of the day, because a lot of these, white America businesses, they're not open right now. So you can't really support them. So my thing is we got to keep that going when it open back up.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, the people that have just came out starting businesses or, whatever, um, they are seeing an increase of items. I didn't
Yeah.
see people do fruit juices to makeup, to press on nails. Now, like we have become very innovative right now,
Yeah.
and you know, money is not an issue for
Mm.
us right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like we need to circulate our dollars into our own community. We are the major spenders. We spend money. That
Mm-hmm.
has never been an issue for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Craig, what you got?
I mean, they're right about all of that stuff, man. Like, I mean, I think more so now that a lot of people are showing support to these businesses because like we can see their relevance, you know what I'm saying, as it pertains to like right now. Like Instagram is quick, everybody can get on Instagram, you can post a picture, you know what I'm saying? Everything is so fast now where before like everybody's time was so preoccupied with um just mainstream stuff that I don't think that people just even really pay attention to like our own culture stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy
I
to just
agree.
oh,
Yeah.
just go out and get some Adidas or some Nikes real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it's everywhere, you know. But
Yeah.
like with the store not being open, and you like, damn, I don't want to pay all this money for no Adidas online and stuff. You know, they selling these masks. She make masks around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. She make masks down the corner. People are really hopping on to that entrepreneurial, like I guess do it yourself type of ideas, So I mean that's cool, man. I just want our people to take advantage of this internet access that we have, to the fullest of its, capability right now.
Mm-hmm.
While all these businesses are kind of suffering and these stock markets are kind of going down and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because you can make money doing anything now. Like I just uploaded like maybe 10 or 15 pics to a stock website. Just for them to approve, and you can make, that's a way to make some passive income overnight while you ain't even working, you know what I'm saying? You just getting paid while you sleeping.
Yeah.
It's people who are doing like of course, Instagram stuff, but then you got people who also like playing games. Like if you like playing games all day, it's the perfect time to just sit on your ass all day making videos about games and getting paid for it by companies. You know what I'm saying? Because them kids, they not going to school. They want to watch that shit. I don't know what's the deal with little kids watching YouTube about people playing.
Lord, my daughter does that all the time. I'm like, you not playing the game, but you watching other people play the game.
Yeah, but like to me, in my head, I kind of think of it almost like a puppet show. Like when we was kids, we used to like puppet shows, so we would sit down and watch grown people play with puppets and shit. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like a more like a digital form of like a puppet show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they use it like that because my daughter be telling me she use it like to see what other people did so she can advance in the game.
Yeah, kids are smart as shit, so they all got their own little ways of thinking. But that's just how I see it. Like I see when kids used to play with Legos and shit, but now you got kids who can play with Legos and be like, oh shit, I ain't know I could build that. You know what I'm saying? Like little kids is coming up out here on YouTube and stuff. So like I think right now, as far as like the internet and this electronic stuff goes, I think like blacks, and we should be teaching our kids this too, should take advantage, you know what I'm saying, of it right now while we ain't got shit else to do,
Yeah. What you got, though?
Yeah, I agree with everything as far as supporting black businesses, and I have to research more about the black owned banks, like as far as the locations of a couple of them in Charlotte. I searched up a couple. I think One United Bank is like the largest, and then there's Mechanics and Farmers Bank, and then there was First Legacy Federal. Now that's a credit union. I was looking into that one, but they were saying like a couple of years back, the CEO got in trouble for embezzlement. So I don't know.
Are you serious?
I just got to keep doing my research and seeing what's what's up part of it. Corey, what are you doing?
I'm trying to plug my damn phone up. God damn, I'm trying to y'all black asses.
Sorry, I was talking. I just got distracted. I'm like, what is he doing?
Oh
yeah. I just knew one of y'all black people was gonna make it hot as shit. Don't know how to fucking hide nothing.
Oh snap! Maybe if you wasn't laughing when you did it, nobody would have said anything.
What the fuck? Yeah,
Quarantine edition, guys. Sorry.
trying to be professional and shit. Oh, Cray, you late. God damn. Shit, I thought this was a business meeting. Shit. You late, Cray. God damn.
So yes, do your homework on the black bank. It's time. Anything that we ever put on this podcast, guys, do your research. Do your research.
Yeah, most definitely. And then the other side of that, what we talked about before, is holding them accountable too. Like you said, the person who was charged with embezzlement.
Right.
What money are you embezzling? You embezzling black dollars, so are you helping or hurting? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like it goes both ways. We gotta hold them, the people that are in our community, we gotta hold them accountable as well, because they can easily flip flop on it.
Okay, that brings my point.
And they'll do that shit. They will flip flop on your ass.
Yeah.
That brings me to a point of a video I shared today. It was from a CEO of this. It's called Glam University, but basically the video was saying how our culture is the cancel culture. How we'll be so quick to cancel someone. And, like you just said, we got to hold them accountable. He was, the whole embezzlement thing, he's taking money away. Yes, that is true indeed. But there have been banks, Wells Fargo, all of
Wells Fargo, right,
have taken money from us, and we still go back. So our thing is, yes, hold them accountable, but at the same time, usually when it's a black business, and I've been guilty of that, so I'm not even gonna sit here and say I'm not, but I'm learning more as we grow, because it's time for us to put our money back, but at the same time, let's not be so quick to cancel. Maybe coach him.
Yeah.
Maybe say, hey, this is something you could do better. But at least give them more than one chance. Because we give these other white America, we give them more chances than not. And we'll continue to go back.
You know what, Sade? You right about that. And I be trying to figure out that too. Like, why do we trust in the white man? So not to have show any hate towards white people.
Right, there's never no hate.
But why are we so trusting of them? Like, they're not going to ever do us no wrong.
And our mindset.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been taught.
That's that Willie Lynch, ain't it? Ain't that Willie Lynch? Yeah.
I was thinking about that too when I saw that embezzlement, and it did make me think about Wells Fargo, and I'm like, well, damn, Wells Fargo did do the same shit, and I'm still banking with them. But at the same time, I think in our minds too, we know that they're capable of doing that, and we know that they do it. But it's almost like you said, we trust them more.
We trust them.
I don't know why.
It's in our head, and that comes. I think it comes back from slavery and all that. We don't trust. I think that goes back to a lot of episodes back where we usually put. When it comes to us doing business with our own people, it's like we putting our last in. So we putting our trust in you. We're putting our trust in you. So if I'm giving you my last dollar to maybe do business with you or bank with you or whatever, I trust in you to get it right the first time.
Yeah.
But we don't put that same trust, get it right the first time when it comes to other people. We got to uplift and uphold our people to the same standard as we do them other people.
Yeah.
And also that it also made me think about I was watching a Netflix show movie, Miss Virginia, and how she was trying to get her son out of the bad school and put him in the private school. And how
I saw that movie. It was so good.
How she held the congressmen and the elected officials accountable, and how we don't always vote. Like, we'll vote in the main election, but we don't vote in the smaller elections that put the people in place that control.
Help us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like with this whole Ahmaud Berry, this whole situation, them DAs, like, we need to vote when it's important. And then, I've been going more into the story. He had been, he wasn't supposed to be arresting people since 2006. They let him practice in a DA's office, and she knew. They hold terms for 4 years, I believe.
That's when we need to be voting. Like when it's not just when it's a president. No, them smaller seats. We need people in there that's really gonna do the nation justice.
Yeah.
Right, because they be on that buddy system, and they know that they know their friends is racist, and they racist too, and they gonna turn the blind eye when they do some fucked up shit because that's their boy.
Honestly, I don't even really think, and y'all people probably gonna disagree with me on this shit, but honestly, I don't even think it's about race no more. I think it's more just about only one color. Like, I think it's just all about green. Like, some of these people, if somebody I know who makes me money or who takes care of my money or whatever the hell they do for my money and shit gets in trouble for some shit and they ask me for help, you know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You know, because once that person gets taken out, then that source of income or that income source or whatever, you know, now the people get switched around and stuff, and you don't have that connect no more. I think it's about money. I think they just sweep stuff under the rug and hide certain events and hide because they.
I think it plays.
I think it's both. I think it's money too, but race does play a factor. And like you said, I feel like I've always thought this way, that if there were only one race in America, if it was only white people in America, it would boil down to class, money, and status. And the way they treat the black people is the way they would treat poor white people, the same way. Because the only thing they care about is money.
Nah, that I can agree with. If it was only their race, it would be upper class or lower class, and the poor. Yeah, I agree with that.
So you think there'll still be division amongst the race?
It sure would. They would treat the poor whites from the other side of the tracks. They'd be locking them up and killing them like it wasn't nothing because they wouldn't care.
But they do.
Because it wouldn't be about race no more.
They do that now though. They treat them motherfucking trailer park people like some shit. Now they don't treat them worse than they treat us because we, you know, further down the totem pole and shit. Because if it comes between that class of people and a black person class of people, of course the black person gonna lose. But as far as like overall, like they get treated like shit too, but they are just a lot more whimsical because they believe that their race is gonna take care of them the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
see what you're saying.
These higher class people, these upper class people who running for these boards and running for these court positions and these seats and shit, they can speak that, they can talk that language. They know how to talk that redneck or that country stuff or, you know, the lower class white, you know what I'm saying, cultured language so that their people will vote for them. And then once they get in those positions, they just treat them like shit because it's like, it's at the end of the day, it's all about money. So manipulation through conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's just how they talk about the shit. Like people that do us bad, I really personally don't think that they just be racist. I think that it just comes down to, okay, it's either my people or your people. Definitely got my money involved in it. So, okay, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
If they can't get away with fucking you over without losing a whole bunch of money, then they gonna do what they gotta do to you know, fuck you over without losing a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense.
Fuck you over, like, you know? So I really think that in today's era, because at the end of the day, we do make them a lot of money. So they have to make us hate them enough, but love them enough to keep the income and the hype going on. So that whole, like, I think they be setting up ploys and shit, like that whole Nike, was it Nike that did some racist shit or some shit? Somebody did some racist shit.
They're always doing racist shit. Everybody do racist shit.
Do some racist shit and it gets them all of this bad publicity, but then like 4 years later, see black people still buying the shit even more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
they were. I was Reebok. I think Reebok. So they had a deal with Rick Ross. He had a whole ordeal with them. He was wearing their products, but he said something about in his music. He said something about basically rape, and they basically took the deal back.
Are you
but
serious?
if you've known Rick Ross all his music is about either, I mean, I love him as a rapper, honestly, but
he talk about dealing drugs, whatever, black community, whatever. They were okay with that when they gave him that deal. But because he went against what mainstream people, and they were telling, sending emails and stuff to Reebok, basically, like, you think that's okay, basically, for him to talk about rape. And so they took the deal away from him. But it was okay when he was, talking about selling drugs and all that stuff. It was okay because that was more so on our end. Yeah. But when it came to talking about rape, it was like, oh, no, you can't do that. And they took the deal away. So it's all about what works for them.
Yeah. That shit, them corporations, because, right now, we in a place, and somebody said it best. I think I saw it on a TV show where it's more so, what did he say? USA INC. As opposed to it just being, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's basically how your president is trying to run this country, like it's a corporation.
But But the country always been ran like a corporation.
Yeah, it has.
It's just the mobs and shit had a lot of control over that shit, which now they do. We just call them corporate businessmen now. You know what I'm saying? Same motherfuckers, just different titles and shit.
It always has. There was a special I seen a couple years ago. I think it was like on MSNBC, and they there was like an event going on in DC at one of the hotels, and somehow they got into the event, but on like the little board in front of the event to tell you what they was talking about, it was talking about making laws. So they were like, well, how can all these corporations be in here talking about laws that they want to implement and other laws they want to take away? They was like, well, what gives them the power to do that? There's not one single government official in the actual room. These are all heads of corporations.
Because they're going to sponsor.
Exactly.
They're going to sponsor. They're going to back the leaders with their dollars.
Exactly.
That's why. So if you put in what I want, you get my dollars.
Yep. It's like
that. Prime example.
It really is. USA INC.
You're not even a damn doctor.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy, man. That shit is just wild to me. But I just wonder at some point, like, will it ever change? Like, the only way that I could see this whole thing collapsing, not collapsing, but like just restructuring and reconfiguring itself to be better for the people is if it collapsed. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And sometimes, in some ways, I'm like, and I honestly, I've been kind of conflicted with this whole coronavirus ordeal and shit. Like, it's super duper bad, Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, it kind of shows it's trying to show you as a human being how much control you give up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, we expect them to take care of everything. Like, they tell us that it's okay to go outside, we're going to go outside. They tell us that we need to stay in the house, we're going to stay in the house. They tell us we got to wear masks even though we can't breathe. You know what I'm saying? Outside, wherever you go, we going to wear a mask all day. But when they tell us that we can't wear masks because your ass will get arrested, you know what I'm saying? Then they lock you up. Ain't nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. Like, now it's cool to wear a mask. Like, I was looking at something where a lady said she wanted to go into Michael's, the little decorating store, whatever. And they told her she couldn't come in without her mask. When she got in there, none of the pink people had masks on.
Wow.
But did y'all see also where the two white guys went into Target and they didn't have on masks, and the security guard asked them to put on masks, and they fought the security and broke the man's arm?
Somebody got
serious?
shot. Somebody got shot. Well, no. Okay, it was reversed when the person got shot. A security guard told the dude to put a mask on, and he was a white dude. The white dude was like, nah, I ain't putting no mask on, and then he shot the security guard because the security guard wouldn't let him in. Some shit like that. I think
that must be a separate incident.
It's a different incident, but
that's crazy.
I just like, I don't know, like our freedom. Like I often battle with myself about like what is freedom and like is it even worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because if everybody was free, then everybody would be doing whatever the fuck they want. But at the same time, like a nigga don't want to just be restrained to what you tell me I gotta do or what I can financially do.
So you feel
You know
like
what I'm
it's
saying?
like freedom with strings attached.
It's definitely freedom with strings attached. Like you got to do something in order to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go out and do it. Like you can't just leave. I mean, you can. All right. This is the thing. You can just leave and go and do whatever the fuck you want to do. But after you do that shit,
There's
it's
a
the
consequence.
consequences that everybody
Consequences.
Exactly.
Because I mean, well, I guess the thing is that we put laws in place because if your freedom infringes on my freedom, then that's the problem. Like, okay, yeah, you want to just go out and shoot motherfuckers, but if you kill me, then it's the problem.
But I feel like it goes deeper than that though, because now it's like if you infringe on companies, you paying a price. See, it kind of switched. That's switching from I don't know if you call that institutional to systematic. You get what I'm saying? It's not incorporating the individual anymore. Now you're incorporating companies.
Right.
If I do something on YouTube or if I play your music in the background, I'm infringing on your copyrights. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's getting. I don't know. It's still freedom with strings attached.
Yeah, like you can post whatever you want. You just can't have no pictures of nobody else's logo in there. You know what I'm saying?
But now I guess they were saying too on YouTube, like the CEO or whatever, they're like censoring if you say anything about boosting your immune system. Like you can't say.
Yeah, we posted that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, they just censoring a lot. Anything to help anyone, you can't. So
So I
have freedom.
Okay, with the boosting immune system part, I guess if you're talking about anything that's holistic or anything that's natural, that's going to hurt their pockets because they want you to be on the pharmaceutical drugs, which is
of course
at their pocket.
Right.
Of course.
And when we posted that, we got a big response about that. A lot of people were looking it up, but we also had some opposition with that post. We had people on there, yeah, this is bullshit. How the hell can you post something like this up? It's false information. And I went against the grain and I confronted that person. After I looked at the video and saw what the lady was saying, and it confirmed it. She said because they deem that as false information, disinformation. That's why they're saying you can't use this. You see what I'm saying? Or it will be removed.
But how is it false information if it's something that it's something I try? I'm just letting the people know this may work for you. I'm not saying I'm a doctor. And of course, if you feel sick, you need to go to a doctor. But if this is something natural and it's helping people, why can't I just say?
Exactly.
But the crazy part is they got the leader of the free world on TV telling people that it may be okay to inject yourself with disinfectants. That's the crazy shit.
Yeah, it makes no damn sense to me whatsoever.
Well, I mean, like you can't even go about like what the president says nowadays.
But people do.
Yeah, they still do.
They're puppets.
No, the silly people do, not the.
Everybody doesn't. Everybody not. You know, I see all this stuff on CNN, all this shit, but it's all bullshit. Like it's all cloak and dagger, and it's all staged and propped and shit, and the president reading off a damn teleprompter that he didn't write. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He needs to read off a teleprompter because he be going off script. He be freestyling. And he needs somebody to tell him what the fuck to say.
They need to, whoever's writing the script, that's who the fuck you need to be upset with.
I don't know, man.
No teleprompter.
Yeah,
they
he
got
be going
up there, and you can see when the people in the background see when
he don't read.
He be ad-libbing and fucking man.
Wait, all you see them in the background, they be having a hand over their head. Like I don't even say this.
Like he supposed to be reading line 3. He is off script.
Because if I was the president, I'd be doing the same shit. I'd be like, yo, Cray, how do you feel about jurisdictions in the propaganda of 2012 and 6? I'd be like, nigga, I don't fucking know. I shit like that.
I can see you doing that.
stay on the script. I'm like, nigga, fuck you. I'm not answering that shit.
I can see that.
But you're not gonna do is.
But you're not gonna advise your craziness.
And you're not gonna tell. And you're not gonna tell no Asian reporter, you need to tell to China about those issues.
I'm gonna be like, that's interesting. You should talk to my man, Daniel, about that shit.
Really?
That's what he need to do. He need to turn it over to somebody who know what the hell they talking about.
I can read section 28 of 27 and 12, bitch. I was playing fucking Sega Genesis.
I cannot.
Nigga, I don't got time for that shit. I'm the motherfucking president, bitch.
That's what we pay you to have time for.
Oh, shit.
Y'all would pay the president to take pictures and talk some shit every now and then. He don't make no rules and shit. That nigga don't fucking control nothing. He don't.
I agree with that. He don't control nothing because it still gotta get passed.
Yeah.
He has to be. They have to. Anything that he puts out there is put into a bill. They have to veto his bill before that shit even gets passed. And that shit is vetoed by who? The judicial system and the
exactly.
And the what the fuck? God damn.
The legislator.
Yeah. They gotta go through all of his shit, and most of the time throw his bills the fuck out anyway.
It be those judges, those judges block them things every single time.
Yeah.
People being controlled by the order of the round table. This is King Arthur's mother.
Well, I don't know how your boy keep going against the grain, firing everybody and anybody that has something to say against what he wanted to say.
Who?
He got out of control.
Who?
Trump. He fired any and everybody.
That's all he can do. When he get mad, he throw shit and fire somebody's ass. That's what he's known for. You're fired.
His ass think this the apprentice.
Man, no bullshit.
Right. He really that's really how he run this country. Like this is the apprentice. Like his damn show.
It's a damn shame.
Did you fuck up that picture, that photo shoot? Now people are calling me orange. You're fired. In section 12, I didn't even read that shit before y'all posted that shit. You're fired. Your ass is fired.
Oh my gosh.
He don't know what the fuck he's doing, bro. He just firing niggas. It throw tantrums.
But the problem is that they still are behind it. They won't get away from that shit.
But they got to.
I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the people.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yo, when are you gonna say, okay, this man is a fuck up? Okay?
Sheep, son. Sheep. All I can say is sheep. You got wolf, you got sheep, and then you got all the other motherfuckers. Like, you know.
Yeah.
The sheep keep niggas warm and nice and warm at night and shit. They give up their wool. They eat the grass. They fertilize the land. They always being coached by the wolves to what to do, and the master of the wolves is the ones pulling the strings. They the ones with all the money and shit, you know.
That shit's a problem, man. That shit is a goddamn problem.
We more like the motherfucking cows. We just get all the body parts eaten up and shit.
Yeah.
But that nigga don't know what the fuck he doing. He just fucking trying to fake that shit. America to the Russian. That's the sad part.
Yeah. It's a damn problem.
It's gonna be interesting when they make a movie, because you know they're gonna make a movie about his ass.
Oh yeah.
I want to see that shit. That shit's gonna be wild. I want to see how they portray his character in that shit.
It'll definitely be interesting. Speaking of movies, I was talking to Papa Lou the other day, and I was talking about stocks, and he was saying, now mark my words now, because when it blow up, I'm gonna refer back to this episode. So AMC, the movie theater, is currently, as we're talking, like $4.55 a share. So he said, be on the lookout at AMC because Amazon is thinking about acquiring AMC theaters.
Oh, yeah,
man.
I did read that.
Yeah. So that's gonna drive the cost up once they do that. Look at Whole Foods. Whole Foods is now on Amazon.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, these niggas like fucking Apple and shit. Damn. Niggas just don't. Niggas gotta own everything.
Hey.
Everything, bro.
Yeah, I see.
Monopoly,
He about to be almost a trillionaire since this all happened.
Yeah.
He's about to be almost a trillionaire.
Next thing you know, you're gonna have Christians owning all the fucking books and shit.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I like where he went with that. Oh shoot, but
it's the fucking truth. Get that shit.
So when I talked to Lou about it, man, he also told me, well, no, I had talked to him about Carnival. So Carnival Cruises, I already had some shares in it, but I had read somewhere that they're getting ready to start selling again in August, and their sales went up 600%.
They all gonna get fucking corona.
Oh my goodness.
And them little ass confined cabins.
I ain't got
jail cells.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. All I'm saying is, if you got more people that are gonna get back on them ships, that stock is gonna go up. Yeah. Right now, the stock is $13 a share, I believe, something around there. Why not do it? You know what I'm saying?
You know we're gonna get on them damn boats, man.
Yeah. When it comes to transportation, they gonna do it.
They getting on the dice. I don't, man. Shit, fuck it. I don't care. I'm sorry. Shit, y'all niggas is choosing to do that shit, man. Like, honestly, sometimes I really, really be like, man, fuck it. I'm about to just fly somewhere, but I don't want to catch that shit. I don't like being sick.
Okay, so what are y'all thoughts on the protest on opening back America up and people suing the local governments for churches to be reopened and mass gatherings again?
I don't understand why churches need to reopen and they just can't stream it. Like, churches have already been streaming ever since before Corona. So what's the problem?
Because I need to be gathered.
It's called bedside ministry, man.
But you know what I really think too, and this goes for like, because the older people in the church are the ones that contribute the most as far as tithing and stuff is concerned. Mm-hmm. And the older people are not with the technology, so they're not capable to like submit their tithes or via the online, like Giveify or however they do it, PayPal or Cash App, however they do it. They're probably not getting the tithe and the money. So that's why they want to open the doors up so that they can get paid.
Period, though. Not even just
girls don't even go on a regular motherfucking Sunday.
What you say?
What you say?
I don't know what people's priorities. I mean, it's not going to church really fucking with your faith.
No.
It's not, because your faith and your relationship is in you. That's who you are. So it has nothing to do with it.
So I told y'all what it had to do with it. But they want that money.
But a lot of churches, if we don't ever go back to normality, it's a lot of them gonna lose them buildings because they're not gonna be getting the funds.
So these Negroes can't have church outside?
Yeah, they
Elevation
can.
Elevation did.
Then you have to be in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I mean, like, God's supposed.
But you know what? It's not really the black churches that are advocating either to come back to church, to be in the building. It's the other churches. I don't know otherwise.
I wonder how many churches do start opening back up now that they ain't gone to church in so long. What they reaction is gonna be like when the joints reopen up. They probably then got used to not going to church. They're like, oh shit, I got all of this time to myself now.
But that even not with just churches though. A lot of people. So how will we do anything? How will we have concerts anymore? How will you have
football games?
It's not gonna be no more football games, basketball games, college events. Like, how will you go back to life? Will there be a life like we used to know it as?
The only thing I'm really worried about is, honestly, I mean, niggas be doing this shit. The niggas act like they can't throw concerts and stuff. Like, you don't have to have no big giant ass stadium to do no concert, and it don't gotta cost $1 million. Like, they did Woodstock for free. You know what I'm saying?
But not even. I'm just saying mass gatherings. It could be outside. It's clean air, but is the air really fucking clean?
It don't matter if you outside if all of y'all packed on each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Like sardines in a can.
Gatherings, period. Because I'm worried about my birthday. What I'm gonna do for my birthday? I can only have 5 people now.
Well, what's the difference between going to a concert and not
going to the grocery store? Because the grocery store is like a concert.
Right. Or what's the difference between going to the you having a birthday party and then being on the airplane packed with people?
Yeah.
So I think you'll go back to the same thing. Right.
I just don't understand, like, what's the fuss? Like, if you gonna do the shit, you gonna do it. You know, like, either you gonna catch it or you not. Like,
and that was my thing. That was a question that I had. Like, okay, they're opening up in phases. I get all of that. So what was the difference? Y'all opening it up now to when we were stuck in a house 5,000 days ago. There is no difference.
What
they talking about the curve.
According to them, yeah, flattening the curve. So if they're seeing less cases being reported and less deaths, then they feel safer about.
Okay, but what has changed as far as people still getting it? Nothing. So what was the difference between us staying in the house then to us coming out now? That's what I'm saying. Like, will we be able to go back to normal, or is this thing? Oh, see, okay, y'all can come out now.
My thing is this: their thing is less people are dying, but my thing is this: I don't give a fuck.
Ooh.
People are still dying. That's the problem. Why the fuck are you gonna open it up? If one person's dying, all right, we don't need to fucking open. All right, nobody's dying. Okay, we can look at this. Ain't nobody died in a week. All right, a month. Okay.
I don't know.
Month and a half. All right, let's start looking at. Let's start looking.
But it also always goes back to money.
Yeah, exactly.
The economy is dead, and if we remain in the house, then they're still gonna have to supplement us with food stamps and giving us stimulus checks so that we can live.
It comes down to
they refuse to
life means nothing, but the economy means everything. Right, back to that dollar.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
because they refuse to just let it go.
You notice, right, when they got them Trump checks, they opened up them malls.
And this is another thing.
And when I seen on the news, won't none of us at the mall.
This is another thing.
They wasn't at TJ Maxx lined up either. So I want to hear them talk about people was lined up for Jordan when they was lined up for TJ Maxx.
Right.
Go ahead, Craig.
There's another thing too about the whole Corona thing. Like, they really not really tripping about people dying because death is profitable as well. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All of these little, you know, these fucking organ companies. Well, I guess they can't sell the organs and shit, but but these, you know, it's different little businesses and shit like the morgues and stuff. They make money off of that. Then, you know, the taxes they make they consistent money for, you know, people who haven't paid their taxes before they died and shit. Then the hospital companies, when they do come out with this little magical cure and shit, they're gonna make mad bread off of that shit. So the more people who got it, the more fucking product they can sell and shit. So,
shit, that don't mean they still won't use them organs.
So, like,
that's what my thing. If they die, because you know that I feel like they be stealing damn organs.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if you die from COVID, they can't use your organs.
Right. Well, so what somebody was explaining to me why they have so many numbers attributed to the coronavirus is, say you go to the hospital and you may have one of the symptoms of coronavirus, but you died. They can't do an autopsy on you because if they open you up, then that's going to expose everybody that's doing it to the virus. So they're not doing autopsy. They're not opening nobody up. They're just flipping you to be put in the crematory.
So that's why the numbers is high.
Right.
Oh, because I was wondering, like, how they saying everybody dying from it, but you ain't did no test, you don't know.
Yeah.
But if you got one symptoms, that's why they're saying it, because they don't want to open you up to do an autopsy.
Right. Because that's going to expose everybody to it. So they just flip you to the crematory.
Wow.
Nobody getting them organs. They ain't stopping that shit.
Man,
Well,
so they're not even embalming? Like, they got to embalm, right?
I don't know.
Now, a lot of people are getting cremated because a lot of people, their families can't really, from what I know, a lot of people not really having funerals like that when they got COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few, but
That's crazy.
not that I know of. Like, it was a black lady I saw. I don't know what city, but her son and her husband died from COVID. So they had a funeral together.
That is tough.
Yo, that's
tough.
Damn.
Yeah. But before we go, we got to talk about this Boosie, y'all. We got to talk about Boosie. So I've been having a lot of people on my page, like, we need to hear from the best podcast. We need to know what y'all think.
All right, so fill us in on it.
Okay, so apparently, Shawnee, you can help me out because you was into it too. But apparently,
Boosie strikes again, man.
Right, Boosie is always strikes. But you know what I realized too? I think Boosie, he about to have a reality show. So this might all be for stunts and attention seeking. But
I don't believe so. But go ahead.
Being Boosie say what's on his mind and he don't care. So he might be for real. But anyway, I guess he said he had his 12-year-old and 13-year-old nephew and son. They was given fellatio by a grown woman.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so basically he hired prostitutes to
he basically hired maybe some strippers, some prostitutes.
Well, what you call if you have sex for money?
But
he could hire nothing better than some damn prostitutes.
Well, I don't know who these women are, but the fact is they 12 and 13, and he hired some grown women to do that. His thing is he wanted them to know how to be a man, and they ain't about to be gay and all this. You can't stop gay.
Okay, so let me ask you something, fellas, because when I was on social media, I was reading a lot of comments where they said that this was something that was a part of hood culture, and this is something that uncles and dads and brothers and cousins do to their all the time. So, pray.
Nah, man.
Hold the fuck up.
No.
He ain't even do. Wait, first of all, I wish that my father or my uncle would have performed some shit like that.
Really? That's rape. Why would you? That's molestation.
But see, but what you gotta do?
Grown women been having sex with little boys.
Okay, but listen to me.
That ain't helping, son.
If you had a daughter,
it don't make it wrong.
If you had a daughter, listen to this. If you had a daughter and say her mom had a dude set up where she wanted him to have sex with her 12 or 13-year-old daughter, you be ready to kill somebody, right or wrong?
Okay, because she could have a baby. That's torture.
So
see, this shit sucks because I was watching Mad Law and Order, man. This is some bullshit.
So hold up. So wait a minute. So what if it wasn't sex? What if it was just oral sex? The mother paid the stripper or whoever to have oral sex with the girl. That's fine? Underage girl?
That's a little girl, bro. Why would you even want to do that, bro?
So that's the same thing.
Them double standards. Nope, them double standards for the male and the female. No, that is not okay.
Sucking and sticking is two different things.
No, it's not okay. It's not okay.
So it's okay for the young lady to have oral sex performed on her at an underage.
No,
that's not okay.
But it's okay for the.
Oh, so what are you talking about?
I don't think it's okay, but some people do think it's okay. That's why they do the shit.
Oh my gosh.
It is not okay for the young boys or the female or the young girl. It's not okay. That's rape.
All you can do is speak like morally, like, because honestly, you can't say if it's wrong or right because the shit been going on since the beginning of time. At one point in time, that was the law. You could do that.
Yeah, because you were considered.
Where?
No, I mean back then you were considered a man at 13.
You said what?
As in back then, you were considered a man at 13.
Was this before slavery? Before Christ?
BC, before Christ?
Oh my
this
God.
is actually
oh my goodness.
Jews. I think Jews at the age of what? How old are you a man as a Jew?
Isn't it after your bar mitzvah? Is that what
the bar mitzvah is at what age? It's at 12. Right?
Yeah, I think it's 12. Yeah.
So I mean. And they still do this to this day. Like, people still get married at 13, 14, 15.
So let me ask you something. This is a question. So in order for you to have the rite of passage of manhood, you have to have sex.
Ain't nobody say you had to have the rite of passage.
Well, that's what it's saying. What you saying?
We ain't saying there's a
But y'all acting like that is okay.
I'm not okay. Don't get it misconstrued. I'm not saying that it's okay. For me, I don't think it's okay. But I'm not gonna be getting upset with somebody who does think that it's okay. Like, because I can't dispute that this is how life has always been. We just made a rule saying, hey, it's not okay because we thought it wasn't okay when we saw it. Like, you can't just do that shit. You can't just all of a sudden, this is not right. Like, motherfuckers been doing this shit 1,000 years for 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So all of a sudden say that it's not okay to look at the sky now all of a sudden because it turned a different color. Like, what the fuck?
I see what you're saying.
I do not see what you're saying because it's okay for the young guy, but it's not okay for the female. And females have been getting molested from the beginning of time. But
this is the thing too. Molestation is different. Molestation
That's the same thing.
But see, listen to what I see what you're saying, son.
Molestation happens when the person does not want it, has forced. Not consented to.
When it's,
you know what I'm saying?
To me, that's
but he might be.
But
in the shadows of his
the thing
father.
about it, but the thing about that, legally, it's still molestation. But the problem is, morally, he's not saying don't do that shit. So in our minds, if he's not saying don't do that shit, it ain't molestation. But technically, by the book, it is molestation. You see what I'm saying?
Who's to say he's not okay with it? But
did he speak out against it?
Father.
Did he speak out against it ever since Boosie said it?
No, this is what I'm saying. He's 12. He's not speaking out against it. You 12 years old, and your daddy is telling you, look, this is what's gonna go down.
This is
what you gonna say? No, daddy, I'm not.
How do you know that's how it went, though? We don't know if it went like that.
We don't know, but my thing is, Boosie always speaking about Dwayne Wade and his son ain't gonna be gay and all this. Just like we said before, and how I feel, don't push what you want off on your kids. They are kids.
Like this. That nigga Boosie was scared. He was like Magic Johnson going through the shit. Dwayne Wade going through this shit. Goddamn Snoop Dogg, nigga. I ain't about to be next. Y'all niggas gonna get some pussy today. That's what he said. That's what his ass said. Wow. He said Will Smith's son almost.
That's not okay.
So why he couldn't? So why couldn't he have said that at 18? Why he got to say it at 12?
Because that's too long. Everything happens.
That's the point of no return, right there, man.
This nigga had a sex change at 7. What the fuck? Doing or 12, however to go with the nigga.
I didn't think he had no sex change.
I thought he did.
Just wore dresses.
Dwayne Wade?
Didn't Dwayne Wade's son want to be a transgender?
Girl.
But I thought he just wanted to wear dresses. I didn't think he got his sexual parts changed.
I think that's what he wanted to do. I thought he wanted to go all the way.
That's what he eventually wanted to do, if he hadn't already done it.
He was on some he didn't want to talk about it. He wanted to be about it type shit.
Neither one is better than the other. I feel like let them kids be kids, and if they decide I want to get my sucked, then God. Cool. But you should not be forcing that off on them. That is you making it seem like it's okay.
He probably did. It probably didn't happen like that.
I don't think it did. I don't think it happened like that.
I'm sure Boosie will strike again, and he'll tell his side. I'm sure.
He probably saw his sons taking an interest in women. And they wasn't, they was, he probably caught them beating their meat and was like, "Yo, listen, why beat your meat when I can get y'all some drink?"
All right.
Why you gotta laugh, bro? Laugh. Where you laugh?
Okay, so
you know I
Craig.
can't help that shit.
Craig. So what if it's the other way around? What if he had daughters and his wife walk in on the same thing with the girl? So she should say, why masturbate? Let me get you some dick.
No. No.
Right, and that's what I said earlier.
I'm just saying that if that did happen, I would be upset, but I wouldn't fight it. I wouldn't say nothing about it because it's not my child. In the law, if your parent consents to an adult marrying you at a certain age, you can get married.
Mm-hmm.
It's law.
Okay, so you're saying you don't care if other people do it.
I don't.
If other people do that for their child, but what about your child?
What? I'm not about to do that shit.
Fuck that. Well, you got the game all fucked up.
Hold up.
Just like I said back then.
No, bro, hold up. Time out. If I'm paying for some pussy, I'm definitely not about to give it away. Ain't never going.
But you gotta get it free. Come on. No, you gotta think back too. Like when we were in high school. We around kind of the same. When we were in high school, when younger girls were dating the older dudes, that was bad back then.
Yeah, it was.
Now looking back on it, I've never been into older dudes like that though ever. So, but you know,
how many girls have gotten pregnant by like dudes that was like 10, 15 years older than them? Like,
but now you look at it and it's wrong.
Why is it wrong? They did the shit.
Morally, this.
Also, but you think so? Okay, so are you okay with R. Kelly being locked up? You think he should be free then?
No, I don't.
Because the girls wanted it.
I can't say that. I can't say that because I don't know what happened. All I can go off is what everybody else says. I don't know what he did or what they did. If they was consenting to that shit, then why should he be in jail? They was with the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I feel like see, and that's the thing.
Like
I kind of
was snatching them off the street, raping them in the back, putting them back on the street.
It's like the term molestation is getting too blanketed. You know what I'm saying? Like if she ain't pushing away from it, it's like I don't know. I don't know if we can always call it that. We can't call it like with the boy. We can't call that shit molestation if he did not say, "Get the bitch away from me. I don't want her sucking my dick." If she ain't say that shit, then how can we call that shit molestation? Because ain't nobody forced no pussy on him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm saying, why did she even have access to R. Kelly? That's my thing too. Like as a parent who has a 12-year-old
because he was saying he was getting a record deal, so the parents was basically giving the children to R. Kelly, thinking their kid was.
Then why the hell the parents ain't get locked up?
Because
they need to.
If my kid has a record deal at 12 years old and is in the studio with adults, I'm going to be there. Why the fuck?
Yeah, I would too.
My child with people that I don't know, because no, I'm not mad at R. Kelly because everybody listen. R. Kelly is fucking R. Kelly. He fucking like little girls and shit. And the little girls was accessible. They allowed their children to be around the motherfucker knowing this shit. And little girls were with it or whatever.
All them motherfuckers knew. You can't tell me them motherfuckers ain't know.
And then it might, you know what I'm saying? Like if he was snatching girls up, putting shit in their little cup, in their little sippy cups and raping them in
Niggas say sippy cups. I can't stand them.
I'm over you, sippy cups.
That's a whole other thing. But like, kids are fucking grown right now. They go and they do whatever the fuck they want to do. Like, I'm not locking up every fucking person who has sex with the kid because the kid, you know, like, I don't like. Come on, man. I don't.
But okay. So, at some point you have to say, I'm a grown man. I'm 30-some years old. I know that Shaniqua down the street is 12 years old and she fast and she want to get with me. At one point, what point do you say as a grown ass man, I can't do that. That's gross.
I don't know because I don't like little girls. Like I don't like women who are 10 years younger than me. I don't like girls who are 5 years younger than me. I like older women. So you know what I'm saying?
So my point is,
okay with these older women. How old do you go?
If a 50-year-old, 60-year-old woman be like, "Yo, Justin, I'm trying to get that," maybe we can make some things work. No,
but my point
gonna kill me. My mother gonna kill me. Oh shit.
My point was this. You can't blame the children. You have to hold the adults in the situation responsible because they are just children.
Exactly.
Know, man.
And that's why
I think it's a 50-50 thing, though.
Children.
I think it's 50-50. It shouldn't just be the parent.
Yeah, if he gets locked up, though, why the parents not locked up?
Exactly.
Well, in that situation, I think so too, because they basically sold their kids.
Should have been locked up.
But like, who are we though? This is my thing. Who are we to tell these people that it's not okay for that to happen? That's what the fuck.
It's not, and that's what the debate I got into this morning was.
Yeah.
Everybody parent different. I don't have children. No, I don't. But I got fucking common sense, and that's just what it is. Everybody parent different. You don't know what was considered normal for that person raising their child now.
Yeah.
So everybody's different.
Well, let me tell you something. I am a parent. And to me, 12 and 14-year-olds are babies.
Okay, but listen.
I agree.
Check this out. Okay, so you got people's parents whose grandparents was married at fucking 13, 14 years old.
Well, that was in 1922.
Oh, man, come on.
That's my point, though. How does all of a sudden it's not right? 2020 is not right, but 1862 it was okay. All the way.
It was not okay back then either.
What the fuck? Like, was it never okay, or
it was never okay? But the reason why they made it okay because the society was different back then. Back then, the woman had to be taken care of by a man, and so that's the way they made sure that the woman was getting taken care of by marrying her off. But now women are independent and we doing our own thing, and we realize we don't need the man to be doing all this and all that.
Because women never had to be taking care of a man. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have so many fatherless children and grandparents and fathers today.
No, that era that you're talking about. That era that you're talking about when they got married at 12 and 14 years old. That was the reason why.
No,
women was always seen as property,
I don't believe that. I believe these people legitimately love these motherfuckers, and they got
Lord, no. These are arranged marriages.
Great Depression. Think about the Great Depression. Everybody was out of work. Kids were working. They were considered adults. These people were working alongside adults. These grown ass men.
Because they didn't have no other choice.
They were forced.
Now they got a choice.
So
now they have a choice to go to school, to learn, to make something better of yourself.
Don't have a choice because we make them go to school. So that's not a choice.
It ain't really a choice. Yeah. You better take your ass. And if you don't go to school, you truant. So where's the choice?
Well, I mean, and the working conditions for the children wasn't that great either. They was treated worse than the adults.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's not the argument. My argument is, who are we to say that the shit is not?
We aren't. It's opinions. It's opinions. Honestly, everybody has an opinion.
You can't lock somebody up for their opinion. Like that's.
I just think it's wrong to force that on them. Maybe he didn't want to get his dick sucked at 12. Now,
and I think that's traumatizing too. I also really think that's traumatizing.
It is trauma.
But did he say that?
He's not gonna say that.
I don't think it's traumatizing. If he didn't want it, it wouldn't have been traumatizing.
Yeah, I don't know that. It
is gonna show up.
It's just like a parent who, okay, say I got a son, or y'all got sons. We'll just say that y'all got sons, and y'all believed in these hoop dreams. Y'all didn't get selected to go play ball in these D1 schools, and you push that off on your kid. Maybe your kid don't want to play basketball, but because they don't want to let their parent down, they force to be good at this sport. Like,
man, damn that. First of all, my son ain't just gonna be playing no damn sports. He's gonna have something to back that shit up.
I'm just saying that was just a scenario. But that's what I'm saying. He may not say nothing. because he may not want to let his dad down. Like,
but Sade, this is my thing. Once again, this is all based upon your preference and your idea of how you should raise your children.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
and guess what? True. My kid ain't coming to your house.
But back to it being traumatizing.
But listen, our parents been raising us the way that they want to raise us their whole life. You know what I'm saying? For eons. How can you go to jail for your decision on how you want to run your child? Like, if you're beating your kid up and you're beating the fuck out of them, you're abusing them, you're making them have sex, you're doing all this thing, you're forcing them with a firm hand, then that's a whole nother thing. But if they're
how is that a whole nother thing if that's what they want to do, according to what you're saying?
You said,
right.
Why
they
that's right.
Why they can't beat them?
Why they can't beat them if that's what they want to do and it's abusive?
I didn't say. I said abuse them.
I'm talking about beat the living hell out of them and don't give them nothing to eat and treat them like
because kids don't want to get beat. Who wants to get beat? The kids
exactly. That's my point.
But that's still a show of force, though. That's the thing. It's the force.
But
right, and he is being forced.
How do you know he's being forced, though? You don't know he's being forced.
So they was holding him down
and put the pussy in his face.
They made him get. First of all, they made him get hard. Come on now, this don't make no damn sense. No fuck, like.
All right.
Well, it's the same way. It's the same way that men get raped.
Oh my God.
How by women? I mean.
Oh my gosh, that's all.
Right. So which house y'all letting y'all kid go to? Y'all letting them go to Boosie house or the Wade?
Boosie.
Neither one of them.
He'll go to Boosie before he go to Dwayne. Fuck the bullshit.
Shit,
if I had to pick, it'd be Boosie.
My child staying home. If they got to be home by themselves.
Hey, if you giving me A or B, Boosie's B, he going to Boosie. Fuck the bullshit.
No, nigga, fuck that.
Nah,
First
nigga.
All, that nigga Boosie out here shimmying his shoulders like he's a He's going the fuck over there. Fuck that shit. That nigga's a perpetrator. Fuck that. You ain't going
shoot.
Nigga, you're staying in the house, nigga. You got video games. What the fuck you need to go
Yeah,
outside?
my kid's staying in the house. My kid ain't going. They got too much different spirits going on in their houses.
Hey, you gave me A or B. You ain't say C, stay home.
You got sisters and brothers to play with. You don't need nobody ass up.
Yeah, mine staying home.
This world is crazy. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't condone the act. But my thing is this: how can we, as the people, penalize people for their own preferences? Like,
no, that's true.
If the kids are saying, "Hey," you know, if they're coming out and saying this again, we don't know the situation, so I can't speak on that shit. All I can say is, you know, I don't think it's right. You don't do that to children, but at the same time, I don't want to make it, you know. I know mad dudes who have had sex at 12 years old. Like,
and did he say grown woman? Did he say grown woman? Like, we gotta define what the word grown is. She
probably was grown, cause that's nasty.
It is. It is nasty.
Little boys' penises. That's the shit niggas should be talking about.
That was my biggest thing. Like, why the fuck would she even want to see? She had it. Yeah.
Damn, the kid get
money.
Money
and fame.
Money
and fame. That's why she did it.
Well, that should be the issue. When does money become too overpowering? Because we niggas got too much damn money now. They can do whatever the hell they want. Because you can sucking penis. You sucking little boys, baby's penis. Oh.
She should be locked up.
She should.
That's what I'm saying. She need and my thing is
Boosie need to be locked up too. I don't care if that's your favorite rapper.
As a parent, like, who failed you, your daddy or your mother, to the girl who did it?
My thing is, were they being forced?
That's where I was getting ready to go with that. Like, was she forced to do that shit? It's so many unknowns with that story. Like,
I'm sure Boosie will come out, y'all. Y'all know he always striking. He gonna come out and say what it is because he is getting trolled on the internet.
I don't know. I don't even know if that shit was real. I think that shit did fall in line with the reality show shit. Yeah,
he coming out with a reality show, so it might just be something he said. But my thing is, why even say something like that?
His ass need to be careful because his ass already done been to jail one motherfucking time. How many times nigga need to go to jail before they understand some shit you just don't fucking say or do?
Yeah. Right.
That is true.
I agree.
I mean, damn. Nigga, you buying pussy, where the pussy come from? Is it a pimp? Is it offline? Where the fuck, who the fuck is this woman who's sucking little 12-year-old penises and shit? And where the fuck was she when I was 12?
Goodbye.
I love it. Goodbye. I knew he was coming full circle, man.
Goodbye.
My man Craig came through. That's what I'm talking about.
Shit. Boys is freaks at 12 years old. I was a damn freak.
You got damn right.
All my mother's friends got grabbed on. Shit. The fuck? This ain't like it's abnormal. This is normal. Golden, don't look at me like that. I just be talking shit. I be talking out the side of my neck.
Oh, shit.
But the shit is truthful. Goddamn shit.
Oh, my
Little
goodness.
girls is freaks, too. 12-year-old little girls and shit.
Yeah.
I got out the car. Little girl looked at me the other day. I was like, bitch, what the fuck is you looking at? Motherfucker, don't even look at me. Shit. You talk to me. I'm talking to you through my phone and shit. Yeah, what you want? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's that way.
Shit. Oh shit. With that being said, man, this was a dope ass episode, man. So yet again, man, this is your boy Kemetic Energy.
Your girl Golden.
It's sure day.
Golden look pissed off with me. I'm sorry, Golden. Sorry. I'll take you back.
That's all right. When I come down there, I'm going to get you.
Everybody, I'm Donald Trump. I retract my statement. Your boy Cray Noob signing off, but don't mean the shit. I just like talking shit.
As always, this is produced by Livewire Sound Entertainment. Peace out, peoples.
This show was produced by Livewire Sound Entertainment. If you're looking to rent premium sound equipment for your next concert or podcast at a low price, go to www.livewiresoundent.com.